You're watching CalTv.
Good afternoon and welcome to CalTv. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jim Caselli. On today's show, we have some Fiscal Learning Center updates. The FLC has 2 videos for us. SCO's Jay Singh has some SARD updates. CIC Chair Tim Kreisher has some CIC news for us. And we have some AP Stop Payment, Enhancement, and Escheatment information. Let's get started with some new and updated training content that's recently been added to the Fiscal Learning Center. Since our last show, 4 job aids and more than 40 online classes have been updated. You can find all of this information in an email that was sent on Friday, July 11th. You can also log into the Fiscal Learning Center at the address on your screen and click on the See What's New tile to see the list of updated information. Link and login information. The FLC is limited to authorized users. Please log in using your Fiscal credentials. You can access the Fiscal Learning Center at the address on your screen. If you have any questions, please contact the Fiscal Client Training section at Fiscal Learning Center at fiscal.ca.gov. The FLC has a new video for us this month. Let's take a look.
Heads up, Fiscal users. Get excited because the Fiscal Learning Center's event calendar for August is ready for registrations. Get ready to mark your calendars. That's right, virtual instructor-led trainings and flipped classroom Q&A sessions are now open for enrollment. To view our calendar or register for a session, log into the Fiscal Learning Center and access the event's calendar. Make sure to follow your department's training policy prior to registering for a class. Once approved, you'll get a confirmation email with everything you need to know to access your training. So, what are you waiting for? Enroll today. Spots are limited, and you don't want to miss this awesomeness. If you have any questions, please contact the Fiscal Learning Center at fiscal.ca.gov.
SCO's Jay Singh is with us today. Jay, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jim. First, some good news to report. Over the last month, the State Control's Office closed out the last fiscal year and began fiscal operations in the new one beginning July 1st. All fiscal departments on non-fiscal departments work closely with us so that all required transactions were submitted to close the state's accounting books. This is a critical annual task, and we thank all departments throughout the state for their partnership. The second important update is on our new Transaction Request Intake System, or TRIS for short. On July 1st, we successfully launched our new electronic submission system for transaction requests. This electronic system will replace the current paper process where departments submit the CA 504 form for transaction approvals. In moving to TRIS, we are streamlining the submission and processing of transaction requests. The benefits for departments are increased efficiency and ease of use. With TRIS, departments will be able to create and submit transactions to SCO online through TRIS, replacing the paper process, be able to attach backup documents with the transaction rather than emailing, track the status of transactions easier, communicate with SARD analysts and make comments for submitted transactions within the intake system, which will eliminate the need for back and forth emailing. For SCO, the system allows us to process transactions faster. 2 years ago, we made the move to centralize transaction approvals in our newly created Agency Transaction Unit. This was an effort to improve our turnaround time in reviewing and approving State Department transactions. Where we used to take nearly 2 weeks to review and approve transactions, we improved to the same day or next day approvals for transactions that route through SCO. TRIS is yet another step that SARD is taking to make our work more efficient and to make transaction requests easier on departments. We appreciate the opportunity to share our updates with you and look forward to continuing to improve the way we do business with our department partners in and out of Fiscal.
The FLC has another video for us. Here it is.
Configuration, Modification, Request Form for Allocations. A configuration modification request, or CMR, is your key to ensuring allocations are processed accurately for the new fiscal year. Prior to the new fiscal year, every department should review their allocation configurations. If any changes are needed, a configuration modification request, CMR form, should be submitted and, if needed, an allocation configuration request template, which details the changes that are requested. Key information: refer to Fiscal Service Center, FSC CMR package for instructions on how to submit the form. The CMR form is required before any changes to your department's allocation configurations can be completed. Department end users submit these change requests through a ticket to the FSC with the CMR form that's been approved by their department. The ticket will be assigned to Fiscal's Data Analysis Reporting section, who will create and update the department's allocation groups and/or steps on the department's behalf based on details in the CMR form and/or the configuration templates. Submit a ticket to FSC for any additional assistance. The CMR form is required before any changes to your department's allocation configurations can be completed. Before submitting a CMR, preparation is key. Gather your financial data, including budget forecasts and prior year allocations. The departmental authority designee at each department must request appropriate roles through Identity Self-Service. To find the Fiscal Service Center CMR package and instructions on how to fill out the form, go to the Fiscal website, fiscal.ca.gov. Click the User Support button. Click the Fiscal Service Center button. Under the Additional Resources heading, you will click the Configuration Modification Request Package hyperlink. You will log in with your Fiscal login, then be taken to the End User Resources page. Located on the right side of the page under the Attachments section, you will find related forms and job aids. Once your department has approved your CMR, the department end users submit changes to the allocation configurations through a ticket to the Fiscal Service Center. From there, Fiscal will create and update the department's allocation groups based on details in the CMR form and/or the configuration templates. For additional assistance, please submit a ticket to the Fiscal Service Center. Resources such as the CMR forms and instructions can be located in ServiceNow. Please refer to the following resources for additional context and related information to the CMR process. Job Aids, Fiscal 001, General Ledger Spreadsheet Journal Upload, Fiscal 008, Create and Maintain Allocations, Fiscal 098, Create Statistics Journal, and the ALLC 1001 Curriculum. Allocations Configuration, Processing, and Troubleshooting. Reminder, before the new fiscal year, departments must review allocation configurations and submit a configuration modification request form, along with an allocation configuration request template if changes are needed. Want to learn more? Visit the Fiscal Learning Center. For all other questions, contact the Fiscal Service Center.
Thanks to the FLC for this month's videos. Remember, you can watch them again when we post this episode of Fiscal TV to our YouTube channel in a couple of days. CIC Chair Tim Kreisher has some CIC news for us. Tim, welcome to the show. It's always great to see you, and thanks for joining us today.
Tim, good to see you. Happy fiscal new year to you and yours.
That's right. We're in the brand new fiscal year.
Yep.
So you're here today. I think probably everybody knows that you're the CIC chair because let's face it, everybody knows you. And Well, let's not be modest. And we want to give you an opportunity to once again remind everybody what the CIC is and when the next meeting is.
Yeah, CIC stands for the Change Impact Committee. It's an opportunity for leadership within the agencies that use Fiscal to get more information and ask for more information related to their business functions. It's a great opportunity for Fiscal to provide information on new enhancements, what's coming, and also a resource as we lead into the lessons learned CIC sessions that happen on a quarterly basis as well.
I know those lessons learned segments are really good. When is the next CIC meeting?
The next CIC is scheduled for August 4th, and I think the invite will be coming out very shortly.
Okay, so everybody look forward to that. The next CIC meeting is August 4th. Now, Tim, you're the chair of the CIC, but I also have heard that you're looking for a co-chair. Is that correct?
Yes, we're looking for a vice chair to make sure we're aligned with the charter language for the CIC. And so we're looking for someone who can essentially work with me on collaboration if there's any issues or any items that we need to resolve in partnership with Fiscal. And then if I, for some reason, weren't able to attend the CIC, then they would facilitate that meeting as well. It's a pretty easy gig.
Okay, and it's a very helpful gig too. Like I said, Fiscal TV has been very fortunate to attend the CIC lessons learned meetings and just listening to Fiscal users. We got some great ideas for segments, so it's beneficial.
Yeah.
And I also like the opportunity for users to bring up an issue they're having and have another user from another department chime in and say, well, this is what we did. Things like that. It seems really helpful.
Yeah, I really appreciate the collaborative tone that both meetings have taken on, where people feel free to come forward with their issues. And they're the perfect forums, right? We've got folks on from the control agencies as well as the Fiscal SMEs that are there to jump in and assist. So it's been great.
And getting back to the search for a vice chair, is there any information that you can give now as to how somebody could become the vice chair, or will that be coming later?
Well, I think that we could just talk about it right now, and I will be talking about it on the CIC on the 4th. If someone is interested, they can reach out to me directly, and or to their coordinator over at Fiscal, and then they can get in touch with me that way.
Okay, so that would probably be the best. It's easiest, I think, for any of the users to contact their RC at Fiscal. And if you're interested, we'll get that information along to Tim. And Tim, we will see you on August 4th at the CIC meeting. And thanks once again for being with us.
Thanks, Jim. Take care.
Now we have some AP stop payment enhancement and escheatment information for you.
This section will discuss the differences between the void payments and stop payments functionalities. We will also demonstrate how to stop a payment in Fiscal. First, we will cover the key points of void payments and stop payments. Void payments. It is used to cancel CTS checks that have never left the department accounting control. In other words, if the checks have not been released, department users should cancel or void the payments. Stop payments. This automated interface process replaces the standard 432 paper-based stop payment functionality to stop CTS checks that have left the accounting control. In other words, if the checks have left the accounting office at any point in time, department users should stop the payments. This option will automatically initiate the stop process in Fiscal. Users can check the status of the request by running the Stop Payment Status query the next business day. If you are unsure if the check has left the accounting control, please use the Stop option. If an off check has been replenished and there is a need to put a stop on it, the current process is for the department to create a manual catch-up voucher to record the payment and then mark the manual voucher as Stop. Please note, the void and stop functionalities should not be used interchangeably. The result will cause reconciliation issues with the corresponding bank statement. When void is selected, the system would not interface any payment information to the STO. However, when stop is selected, the system would interface the stop payment information to the STO in lieu of the standard 432 paper-based process. Users can utilize the undo cancel functionality to cancel the void payment action before the scheduled FisCal payment posting batch process is completed. It can also be used to cancel the stop payment action before the nightly FisCal batch process is run. The screenshots to the right demonstrate the effects of the undo cancel functionality. The cancel post status changes from pending back to not applicable. The payment status and cancel actions are once again available for selections. For this demonstration, let's assume the supplier does not agree with the amount paid and the payment has already left the accounting control. We will need to stop the payment and reopen the voucher and put it on hold due to amount in dispute. To stop a payment in FisCal, the AP Payment Processor will click on the classic Home tile and navigate to Main Menu, Accounts Payable, Payments, Cancel/Void Payments, and Payment Cancellation. Under the Find an Existing Value section of the Payment Cancellation page, users will enter the parameters to locate the payment. The bank set ID is defaulted to State. Please do not modify. The bank code should be State for State Bank. The bank account is the department's CTS account number on the voucher. This information can be found under the Payments tab of the voucher. For this demonstration, we will enter 482. The payment reference is the check number that is printed and assigned to the voucher. When ready, click Search. The search result will display below. Click to open. The top section of the Cancel Payment page contains important information about the payment in question. Please make sure the desired payment is displayed on the screen. The remaining section contains a variety of options to handle the payment. Before we proceed, let's go over the different options and fields available. The original reference ID field is the payment reference of the manual check that needs to be stopped and sent to the STO. The field is available when the payment method is MAN. It should be a numeric value without any special characters. If the check has been re-recorded, ensure that the initial reference ID is submitted for stop payment. The payment reference in the original reference ID should not have been cached in order to be processed by the STO. The date cancelled field defaults to the current date. This determines which corresponding accounting period to post the accounting entry associated with the payment cancellation to. This field can be updated if needed. Under the Payment Status section, Void allows users to cancel the payment. This option is used for CTS checks that never left the accounting control. Stop allows users to stop the payment. This option is used for CTS checks that left the accounting control. Please note, a stop reason is required if this option is selected. We will select a stop reason as we complete our scenario. Undo Cancel allows users to undo the void or cancellation of the payment. This option is available only until the next successful batch process. After that, we cannot undo any void payment. For stop payment, this option is available until the night batch process is completed. Under the Cancel Action option, Reopen Vouchers/Reissue allows user to cancel the payment and re-record the correct payment reference number. Reopen Vouchers/Put on Hold allows the voucher to be put on hold once the original payment is cancelled. Please note, A hold reason is required if this option is selected. Do not reissue/close liability allows the voucher to be closed once the original payment is cancelled. This option will also reverse the accounting entries and restore the encumbrances back to the purchase order. Lastly, the description field is optional. This is where users can enter related information to describe the actions being taken. This can be beneficial for future reconciliations. To proceed with our scenario, we will leave the date cancelled field as is. Select Stop under the Payment Status section to stop the payment. Select Other for the stop reason in the drop-down menu, and then reopen vouchers/put on hold under the Cancel Action section due to amount in dispute. In the description field, we will enter Contractor does not agree with amount paid. Please note, the cancel post status is not applicable. However, after clicking Save, it will be updated to pending. Click Save. A pop-up message will appear asking if you are sure you want to cancel the payment with the payment status Stop. Click Yes. The scheduled FisCal nightly batch process will run to complete the stop payment process. To inquire about the status of the request, user will need to check the Stop Payment Status query ZZCTS Stop Payment Status the next business day. Please keep in mind that users can still utilize the Undo Cancel functionality to cancel the above stop payment with Reopen Vouchers/Put on Hold action before the nightly batch process is complete. This concludes the demonstration on how to stop a payment in FisCal. This section will discuss the Escheatment process and demonstrate how to escheat a check payment in FisCal. First, we will cover the key points of escheatment. The purpose of escheatment is to cancel and remit uncashed or unclaimed checks to the appropriate accounts. Per SAM Section 8042, uncashed or unclaimed agency checks. Uncashed checks are those that have been issued by the agency but remain uncashed by the payee. Unclaimed checks are those that have been returned to the agency and for which the payee cannot be located. Department AP processor will need to consider the different cash types and situations when processing escheatment. For office revolving fund checks, if the reimbursement to the ORF has not been received, we would cancel the checks and credit the amount back to the ORF. If the reimbursement to the regular ORF has been received, then we would cancel the check and remit the amount to the escheat revenue account in the fund that has established the ORF. Please note, this functionality cannot be used on replenished ORF advance checks, such as prepaid travel advance vouchers. For general cash checks, we would cancel the checks and remit the amount to an escheat revenue account in the fund from which the checks were drawn. For trust fund checks, we would cancel the checks and credit the amounts back to the depositors or special trust accounts unless otherwise provided in the trust agreement or statute under which the trust was established. Please refer to SAM Section 18424.2 for more information. Please note, the Stop Payment Enhancement has replaced the Paper Process Standard 432 form to cancel CTS checks that have left the accounting control. This will be completed on the Payment Cancellation page. The escheatment of checks issued from agencies' checking accounts such as General Cash will require the user to complete the following steps. Number 1. Validate that the payment has not been reconciled in the Cash Management module. Number 2. Cancel the check in FisCal by using the Payment Cancellation page. Number 3. Run the Stop Payment Status query to validate that a check has been escheated. Number 4. Reclassify the escheated amount in FisCal by submitting an FSC ticket. Number 5. Create a new regular voucher from General Cash type and run Pay Cycle if a replacement check is issued upon payee's request. Or number 6. Have the Accounts Receivable Unit create $0 deposit to remit the amount from an escheat revenue account to the SCO Ultimate Fund if a replacement check is not requested by the payee. Create a regular voucher with Warrant Cash type when requested for reissuance. This video will strictly demonstrate how to cancel and escheat a check in FisCal by using the Payment Cancellation page. Please refer to Job Aids FisCal 086 Escheatment Processing and FisCal 473, Void Payment, Stop Payment, Escheat and Close, Man Origin, CTS checks for more information. For this demonstration, let's assume a Department General cash check needs to be escheated. The first step we should take is to validate that the payment has not been reconciled in the Cash Management module. This process will not be covered in this demonstration. However, departments can refer to cash management job aids such as FisCal 147, Bank Reconciliation, Manual Reconciliation for more information. To cancel the check in FisCal, the AP payment processor will click on the classic Home tile and navigate to Main Menu, Accounts Payable, Payments, Cancel/Void Payments, and Payment Cancellation. Under the Find an Existing Value section of the Payment Cancellation page, users will enter the parameters to locate the payment. The bank set ID is defaulted to state. Please do not modify. The bank code should be state for State Bank. The bank account is the department's CTS account number on the voucher. This information can be found under the Payments tab of the voucher. For this demonstration, we will enter 482. The payment reference is the check number that is printed and assigned to the voucher. When ready, click Search. The search result will display below. Click to open. The top section of the Cancel Payment page contains important information about the payment in question. Please make sure the desired payment is displayed on the screen. The remaining section contains a variety of options to handle the check. Before we proceed, let's go over the different options and fields on this page. The original reference ID field is the payment reference of the manual check that needs to be escheated and sent to the STO. The field is available when the payment method is MAN. It should be a numeric value without any special characters. If the check has been re-recorded, ensure that the initial reference ID is submitted for stop payment. The payment reference in the original reference ID should not have been cached in order to be processed by the STO. The Date Cancelled field defaults to the current date. This determines which corresponding accounting period to post the accounting entry associated with the payment cancellation to. Enter or select a specific date by clicking on the calendar icon if date cancelled needs to be changed. The Escheated Check button allows users to escheat a check, and the date escheated is the desired date to escheat check. Under the Payment Status section, Void allows users to cancel the payment. This option is used for CTS checks that never left the accounting control. Stop allows users to stop the payment. This option is used for CTS checks that left the accounting control. Please note, a stop reason is required if this option is selected. Undo Cancel allows users to undo the void or cancellation of the payment. This option is available only until the next successful batch process. After that, we cannot undo any void payment. For stop payment, this option is available until the night batch process is completed. Under the Cancel Action option, Reopen Vouchers/Reissue allows user to cancel the payment and re-record the correct payment reference number. Reopen Vouchers/Put on Hold allows the voucher to be put on hold once the original payment is cancelled. Please note, a hold reason is required if this option is selected. Do Not Reissue/Close Liability allows the voucher to be closed once the original payment is cancelled. This option will also reverse the accounting entries and restore the encumbrances back to the purchase order. Lastly, the Description field is optional. This is where users can enter related information to describe the actions being taken. This can be beneficial for future reconciliations. To proceed with our scenario, we will select the Escheated Check button and enter the current date in the date escheated to escheat the check. The system will automatically default into the following values, while the rest are grayed out. For the payment status, the stop option is selected. For the stop reason, the stale dated check reason is selected. And for the cancel action, the do not reissue/close liability option is selected. Please note, the cancel post status is not applicable. However, after clicking Save, it will be updated to pending. Click Save. A pop-up message will appear asking if you are sure you want to cancel the payment with the payment status Escheated. Click Yes. The scheduled FIS/CAL nightly batch process will run to complete the Escheatment process. To inquire about the status of the request, user can run the Stop Payment Status query ZZCTS Stop Payment Status to validate that a check has been escheated. This concludes the demonstration on how to escheat a check in FIS/CAL.
That's our show for today. Before we go, I'd like to remind you that Saturday support officially started on July 26th and ends on September 2nd. Departments will receive an email asking if they need support for the following Saturday, so please be on the lookout for that. I'd like to thank Jay Singh and Tim Kreisher for being with us today, and a special thanks to the FLC for providing the 2 videos. And as always, I'd like to thank you for watching. If you would like to see this or any of our FIS/CAL episodes, you can find them on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to let your colleagues know about us, and from everyone here at FIS/CAL TV, thanks for joining us. We'll see you in August on our next edition of FIS/CAL TV.